Hi FlossTube friends, this is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Sunday, September 29th, at sometime after 9 p.m. It is actually almost 10 p.m. actually. So thank you very much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, this is my YouTube channel where I talk about my love of cross stitch, other crafts, some other hobbies that I have, and just some life stuff thrown in. So if you're new here, thank you very much for stopping by. It's always time to meet. It's always great to meet new friends, and you're no exception. So thank you very much for stopping by. Hopefully you'll find something here that will enable you or encourage you or inspire you to maybe start a new craft or to get some inspiration for some new projects if you're already a stitcher. If you're a returning watcher, thank you very much for stopping by. It's always great to spend time with friends. Today is no different. Thank you very much. And again, hopefully you'll find something here tonight that you'll like. If you're a returning subscriber, all of my subscribers are very dear friends. Thank you very much for stopping by again, and it's good to see everybody. I encourage you to all get something to drink. I am drinking some kind of pumpkin spice flavored iced coffee with some pumpkin spice flavored cold foam. I did get that cold foam that is basically in the Ready Whip frosting thing that you push the tip and it sprays the cold foam out. The cold foam isn't bad. I got the pumpkin spice one, but I actually kind of like pumpkin spice creamer. It is just a little bit more sweet. You can mix the cold foam into your coffee for creamer, but I'm finding that the actual coffee creamer is a little sweeter, and I've been liking that. But, you know, if it allows me to not have quite so much sugar in my iced coffees in the evening, well, then I'll go for it. So anyway, thank you very much for stopping by. Grab something to drink, grab your stitching if you want to stitch along as I talk. And hopefully you will find some inspiration here for whatever it is you're working on. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I encourage you to click the subscription button below and also click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new content. Content may be coming a little bit more frequently towards the end of the year. If you've watched any of my YouTube videos in the past, Mom and I in December we get the Moe's sale 12 Days of Christmas box. So we will be opening that sometime around starting December 13th. Everything's going good for that, so hopefully that's still in the works for the end of the year. I got some new stuff to talk to you about for new stitching challenges and whatnot, and just some general wrap up for the month of September. Today is the second to last day. Tomorrow is technically the last day, but I'm not anticipating getting much stitching done because Mom and I are going to a stitching retreat on Friday. It is up near Youngstown, Ohio. It's for the Western PA, Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio Facebook stitching group. And you get the information from there. One of the ladies in the group, she organizes 2 retreats every year at the same hotel up near Youngstown, Ohio. Mom and I have gone. This is going to be our 4th one. We went to the fall one last year. I think this is our 4th one. We went to the spring one last year, the fall one last year, the spring one this year, and the fall one. It might only be our 3rd. I don't remember. We might not have gone to the spring one last year, but we went to the fall one last year, went to the spring one, and we're also going back to the fall one. But you can find out more information about that by joining the Western PA Eastern Ohio Stitchers group. Last count, I believe the retreat was full. There may be, she does take a wait list, and I know that sometimes late openings tend to rise. I know there was an opening, I think, last weekend. But if you're interested, I encourage you to join the Facebook group and to kind of catch wind about when the retreats are happening. She's also done a few other retreats out on the West Coast and in a couple of different areas. Or some other people have hosted them for the group. So you can find out about all the different retreats going on throughout the year there. Looking forward to that. Oh goodness, my stitchy bug hasn't been around very much. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that the retreat lends itself to being copacetic for me getting my stitchy bug back. Anyway, that being said, tonight's video is going to have some update. It's going to have a little bit of September wrap up, just because I don't know when I'll be able to do the September wrap up, and some plans for October. I'm also going to show you some stitching updates, stitching progress updates on the pieces that I worked on in September, and what I'm hoping to take with me to the retreat in next weekend. So that being said, I am going to kind of jump into a wrap up of September. So if you are in the Magazine Monthly Challenge group, September brings with it the AB Singo Challenge. Now you may be familiar with WIPGO. Well, AB Singo is very similar to WIPGO, where you have a bingo board. This is my bingo board. And you put 25 of the 26 letters from the English alphabet in your grid, and you pick projects for those letters. Each day for the first 25 days of September, Carolyn Zook from C. Zook Stitch, she's the kind of the head admin of the Magazine Monthly Challenge group on Facebook. She will pick, every day she picks a new letter to stitch, and your goal is anything you want it to be, but you know, she typically says the goal is actually 100 stitches for each project you select for the letter. So in the middle of the month, sometime around the 15th or 16th, I wasn't feeling half of this, and I think I only had 2, maybe at the most, of my squares filled in, and I wasn't feeling most of the projects on there, so I just went through the letters, and I re-selected the letters to put several projects duplicated, triplicated, or quadruplicated on my board, just to make it easier. And I'm not anticipating getting more than 4 done, because I'm not going to stitch tonight, and I'm probably not stitching tomorrow night, Monday night. The 26th through the 30th of September is your catch-up days. So I'm on catch-up. And yeah, I'm not anticipating stitching on any of these tonight, tomorrow. Tonight or tomorrow to finish up my board. So AB Singo is officially over tomorrow. And in January, I believe, she starts one called Burringo. So because it's January, and January is usually cold, she calls it Burringo. It's the same sort of thing, where you put 25 projects or 25 goals on your board, and each day she calls a square, and you work on that square for that day. So I'm going to probably revisit something similar to this in January next year. So my AB Singo is kind of a bust. Didn't even try for bingo, didn't even try for anything. So speaking of WIPGO, the squares for September WIPGO, let me get my thing, there it is. The squares for September WIPGO, here's my WIPGO board. The squares for September WIPGO were stitch a project from a magazine, square number 4, and a project not stitched in 2023. So for my square 4, I picked Bewitching Owl, which I don't have here to show you, but Bewitching Owl is my project for September. That is going, that was on my Burringo board, or AB Singo board rather, and I didn't actually get to stitching on that. So I am carrying that project over to October, along with Jackalopian Tapestry. Now, Jackalopian Tapestry, it's a pattern by Lindy Stitches, and it has kind of a special place in my heart. So this is Jackalopian Tapestry. Sorry about the glare. Jackalopian tapestry has a little bit of a neat place in my heart. This is where I ended up getting on Jackalopian tapestry. I pretty much did the pink part of the border and some of the fill-in of the purple border, part of the border. My goal on this is to get more done. So this is probably going to stay out for stitching in October as well, because I kind of want to get my WIPGO for this done. The WIPGO for this is 500 stitches. That is my WIPGO. And I believe I'm at about 250 stitches or so. So yeah, that is Jackalopian Tapestry by Lindy Stitches. That is square 11. So for October, I'll get into that when I get into plans. All right. So let's see. We have that. We have AB Singo. The magazine monthly challenge theme for September was back to school, and the acrostic was carpool. I had taken the projects from my AB Singo and put them in the acrostic letters, but again, I really only got one letter done on the acrostic for that. For 24 hours of cross stitch, the acrostic for the month was always learning. And again, I went through and pulled some of the same pieces that were duplicated on my board in some of the letters, but I wasn't working on it. I only got 3 of the letters finished. So I worked on Liberty Bowl Fillers, Jackalopian Tapestry, and Saltwater Scrapbook for that. My Stitcho board from Free Cross Stitch Challenge Group, Creatively Crafting. This is what my WIPGO board looks like. I did get a bingo down one side, so I am going to be able to submit some points for that. So that is what I did for September. Let me show you. I showed you Jackalopian Tapestry. That may actually go with me to the retreat as well. For Saltwater Scrapbook, this is the collaboration piece between Lindy Stitches and the Blue Flower. I am stitching them all on one piece, just like that. And I worked on the ship here. So I did the masts and the flag. The 2 masts and the flag are what I worked on. Okay. So that was the 100 or so stitches that I put in for Jackalopian Saltwater Scrapbook. That may actually go with me to the retreat as well. Then the third piece that I worked on for September, which is part of AB Singo, was Doreen Jones Pattern Cats 1. So I am doing this one. It's a very fun stitch. I'm doing this on 22 count, like a hand-dyed hardanger. But so where I stitched on this was this little band of red coming down like that, and then the little bit of green that's in there. So that's all the stitching I did on that. So that's probably going to go with me as well to the stitching retreat. And then I dug out Stitching with the Housewives. This is Wreath Swap. This is where you stitch the letters, and then the O is a bunch of different wreaths. So you can see there. So it's a Wreath Swap. The one that I'm working on is the tulips right there. And I'm doing this on 1/1 black 40 count. So I did all the yellow on here. I just had the 2 tulips done, so I did all the yellow. And this is over 1 on 28 count, I do believe. So that's basically all I had done stitching wise for October, or September rather, were those projects. My stitchy bug was kind of gone. So I ended up not working on a lot of stuff that I really wanted to. Boy, I didn't put anything away. Look at that. Oops. Oh no. Where'd that come off of? I don't know. Well, that came off of something. I'm not really sure. Whoopsies. Anyway, so that is pretty much everything for September. So for the month of September, I worked on essentially 4 projects. The maximum number of stitches I did was 1,147 stitches. The project I worked on the most, I did have a finish in September. I think I showed you this last video, but I did finish the Liberty Bowl fillers. This is a piece that came out of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine this summer 2018. And this is a design by Barbara Anna. And the name of the pattern is called Liberty Bowl Fillers. In the magazine, they have each one of these finished individually. But since I stitched this on a piece of personally hand-dyed 22 count fabric, I'm going to make them into a pillow. And hopefully fill it with walnut shells. But I'm going to turn it into a pillow and put it in a dough bowl on my coffee table. This might actually stay out all year. I don't know yet, but it's a dog, a cat, and a mouse Liberty Bowl Fillers. It's really stinking cute. I'm really glad I finished that. So I did have a finish this month in September. All right, so that's all I have for you for September. Now we're going to get into a little bit of October. There's a lot going on in October. All right, so the first thing I'll talk about is WIPGO for October. So if you're in the WIPGO 2024 group, Jessie Marie picks the new numbers for the next month on the 25th of every month. So she picked it earlier this week, and the numbers for October are number 8 and number 17. So my number 8 is right here. And my number 17 is right here on my WIPGO board. So my square number 8 is a full coverage project. I haven't yet picked out which one that's going to be. It's either going to be Stained Glass Hello Kitty, or I do have a new start planned on the 13th. I may put that in as the new start. And then the other square is a new start. So that being said, I'm planning on at least two new starts, potentially 3 new starts, and I'm going to be taking those with me I'm going to be taking 2 of the 3 with me to the stitching retreat this coming weekend, because they're kind of on the small side, and I think they'll travel really well. So let me go ahead and show you, I'll get to some of the other stuff. So for, there is a new group that I have come across. I watched a YouTube video for Siske Stitches. Siske, S-I-S-K-E, Siske Stitches on YouTube. It might be Siske Stitcher, I'm not sure. On YouTube, she was talking, came across one of her videos where she was talking about how she gets through a lot of her WIPs and a lot of her projects and gets progress done, is she creates games to play for herself. And she created a Facebook group called Siske Stitches, no R, Siske Stitches, S-I-S-K-E, Stitches. And she posts her, how she kind of establishes her groups, her challenges and her prompts every week and every month for her personal stitching goals. And she shares them with everybody in case you want to stitch along. And her group is getting a really big following. So she started these weekly acrostics, and each week it comes together. So this first week, I've got the first 2 weeks in October done. So the first week, the acrostic is the word serious. So You take the letters, and the whole goal is to stitch 300 stitches per letter. But the acrostic for the month is serious. And then the second week in October, starting October 6th, the acrostic is the word perfect. So this week we have the word serious, and next week we have the word perfect. So technically it's going on right now. It starts kind of Sunday to Saturday. So I will be hopefully finishing up picking my letters or picking my projects for serious based on that. So Siski Stitches, there are lots of different things going on. My friend Kelly Green on Don't Run with Scissors, she also is doing kind of her own thing. They're doing she likes Big Brother, and she also likes Survivor. They're doing a Big Brother and a Survivor thing. There's more information on her channel about how they're playing the game. She's playing it with Kim Hopper, the Snitch Stitcher. And yeah, they're playing some games too. I don't know if I will join along in their games, but I will be joining Kim and Kelly in a couple of stitch-alongs that are coming up very quickly in October. So anyway, Siski Stitches, the acrostics for the month, or starting the first 2 weeks. So that'll be fun to stitch through that. I have to get my planner all keyed up. The October 24 hours of acrostic is take some risks. So again, you just pretty much pick your projects, match them to the letters somehow, either items, colors, names, designer name, whatever you can fit. And then you pick a goal, and your goal is to stitch based on those letters. So that is take some risks. And then we have the Stitch-O board for October. This is the Stitch-O board. Different prompts to stitch on for the month. So your goal is to stitch on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sundays. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So if you stitch on one Monday, one Wednesday, one Friday, one Sunday, you get to knock off 4 of your squares. There's different things like stitch with the black color floss, stitch with the white color floss, stitch and eat something sweet, finish a piece in a hoop, stitch a skein of floss, share your best stitching tip, try using blending filament, stitch with a yellow color floss, stitch with an orange color floss. So lots of different prompts to stitch. You can get this by going to the free cross stitch challenge group online. They post, I believe, this up at the end of the month for the next month, or the first or second day of the month for the month that it is. And then the stitch count goal for the month of October is 6,000 stitches. So I'll be hopefully stitching to that. This year I have yet to finish the stitching challenge, and I have never gotten a blackout. So there's also the bucket list challenge. I have yet to complete this. This is from the 24 hours of cross stitch. So bucket list is go skydiving, stitch on a project that has clouds or other items you might see as you descend back down to the ground. Go skinny dipping. Since you're not going to be wearing a stitch of clothing, stitch on an article of clothing. Go whitewater rafting. Stitch on a project with a shade of white. Get a tattoo. Do an image search for popular tattoos. Stitch on a project that reminds you of one of the images you see. Go rock climbing. Stitch on a project that features a mountain or rocks. So that's exciting. So as I said, October is shaping up to be kind of a busy month. I have the first weekend here is the fall stitching, which is why it's blocked off. I have next Friday off and the following Monday. And then I took Halloween off, October 31st. That is our trick-or-treat night here in Columbus. So we have the 24 hours of cross-stitch group. Every quarter they have their weekend-long thing where, you know, The whole goal behind the 24 hours of cross stitch is to take your stitching and stitch for 24 hours. Initially, it was 24 hours straight. They would start late Thursday night or early Friday morning and go until Saturday morning, 24 hours straight of nothing but stitching. But then people are like, but I need some sleep. So then they made it a weekend. They said 24 hours of stitching starting from Friday morning through Sunday afternoon. You take your whatever 24 hours you want, and you get 24 hours worth of stitching done over that weekend. So the 24 hours of cross stitch weekend starts October 18th, right here. And that also happens to be International Hermit and Stitch Weekend. The International Hermit and Stitch Facebook group, the premise behind that is to just stay home in your jammies, however you feel comfortable, and just stitch all weekend. Stitch as much as you can. So those always coincide. So International Hermit and Stitch Weekend is always the third weekend of the month. And the 24 hours of cross stitch marathon weekend usually falls on the same weekend. It's the third weekend once a quarter. And usually January, April, July, and October. It might change every year, but anyway, so we have that going on this year. Then the WIPGO draw is slated. The WIPGO draw for November is slated for October 25th. That day, we will also know the last 2 boxes for WIPGO for December, because there's 4 boxes left on your bingo board after the December numbers were called. So when she draws the 2 for November, you'll have the 2 left for December. So October 25th, you will know the final 2 numbers for WIPGO. So that's exciting, very exciting. So Mom and I have the retreat going on next weekend. Aside from taking Pattern Cats, Saltwater Scrapbook, and Jackalopian Tapestry with me, I have the potential for 3 new starts for October. A minimum of 3 new starts for October. And I'm going to show you these. All right. So this first one you may have seen in my last video. This was something, this came about because of something that I picked up at Camp Gotta Stitch at the end of August. If you remember me talking about the banding, the lovely, lovely fall banding that I got from Susan Greening Davis, who was a guest camper at camp. I am going to be stitching Shannon Christine's Autumn Drinks on it. My goal tonight, I have to kit up the flosses for this. So, yeah, we have Autumn Drinks. So I'm going to be kitting up the flosses to take this with me for something to stitch next weekend. Then, starting October 13th, Kelly Green, Kim Hopper, I think Kim is doing it. Kelly Green, Don't Run with Scissors. Kim Hopper, the Snitch Stitcher. I believe that is what her new Facebook or her YouTube channel is. And we are going to stitch a new pattern out of the Keepsakes 2019. Yes, the Keepsakes 2019 cross-stitch calendar booklet. We are going to be stitching, let me get the page for you. Oh, well, hello. Where is it? Here. We are going to be stitching this guy. And he is a full coverage pattern, so that might actually be my full coverage WIPGO. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make that the full coverage WIPGO. So his, we're going to be starting him October 13th. I'm not sure if he was published in any other magazine. But we are doing his stitch along. I can't show you the pattern, but he is full coverage, so this is probably going to be my WIPGO for the month of October for my full coverage square. So we are starting him October 13th. I will be stitching him on a piece of Stitch Me fabric. This is 40 count macchiato, and you're not going to see the color on this. It's kind of a brown. The lighting in here washes it out, but this is Stitch Me 40 count macchiato, using the called for flosses, and these are the flosses that I have picked for my pumpkin dude. His name is Jack, but yeah, so these are the colors of flosses for him. We are looking at starting this on the 13th. So every month on the 13th, I will be dedicating, until he is done, I will be dedicating my stitching for Dark 13 stitching to him. And so that will be that. Oop, I have to put fabric back in the baggie. Keep the fabric nice. So that is a new start. We're planning on starting on October 13th. Kelly did a stitch along with me with the Sing a Sampler series by Silver Creek Samplers, I believe. The Do Re Mi one with the Sound of Music. We did a sale on it last year. She finished hers. I'm still not done with mine. You'll see that come back out in December, likely when the Sound of Music airs on television, because that's kind of when I like to work on it for sure. And then the last new start that I have, I've had this in mind for a while. These are a series of patterns that were released in Just Cross Stitch. Yes, Just Cross Stitch magazines in 2017. So in all the issues in 2017, they released these. So essentially each one is finished on the square. So this is a foam block that they've put both of these on the squares, and then a rectangular foam block that they've put both of these on squares, and they've decorated them. They have the entire year, so there's 12 of them to stitch. So I am going to be kitting up the October and November, Spooky with the Ghost and the Autumn Leaves. But I am going to be stitching mine on 18 count perforated paper. I got 2 more packs of 18 count Mill Hill perforated paper. This is 18 count. You can see here it says 18 count white 2-pack. I got 2 packs of these, so I have 4 sheets. I had 4 sheets from ordering earlier. This is 18 count, so I will be doing them on 18 count. It's just over 3 inches square for the ghost. So the ghost and the leaves are all the same size, as are all the words. So I will be doing all 4, but I will probably be picking different colors for this, because the spooky, the ghost calls for Classic Colorworks. Well, they both call for Classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts, Sampler Threads and Shaker Threads, and then Weeks Dye Works flosses. I think I'm gonna be looking through my specialty flosses to see if I can find some kind of fallen spooky colors that I want to use. Maybe I might use glow in the dark for the ghost. That would be kind of fun, I think. But anyway, one of the things I'm going to do, last year or the year before last, either Frosted Pumpkin or the Tiny Modernist, I think it was Frosted Pumpkin, came out with the costume party stitch along, where you know, it was like a Halloween theme, and they came out with little bits, and they also had some extra little costumed characters in the stitch along that were additional patterns that came for free. And in that kit, or in that stitch along, they gave you instructions for taking your perforated paper and stamp pads, like those little memento teardrop stamp pads that you get for rubber stamps and all that paper crafting, and getting your perforated paper and using those stamp pads to model or dye your perforated paper. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on, especially for spooky, I'm planning on taking kind of an orange and a purple stamp pad and hopefully making it kind of Halloweenish. And then for the autumn leaves one, maybe doing brown and orange, maybe a little green too. But I'm planning on taking the perforated paper and the stamp pad and stamping the perforated paper to give it some texture and some dimension. So anyway, I'm hoping to do that, but I also have to pull the threads for these because I don't have any of the threads pulled. So those are at least 3 new starts that I've got going on for October. There may be a 5th one, one or 4th one rather. One of the other things I may start, I've had these heart and hand square dance patterns in my kitted up and ready to go now for a while. I may actually decide to start October, November, December. I'm doing these all in a row. I'm doing each of the 4 sets all in a row as a pillow, like I did with Liberty Bowl fillers. So each of the 3 months will be done as a pillow. And that way I can put them in a dough bowl. I think they'll be super, super, super cute. And I will be doing them on a piece of 40 count raw Newcastle linen using the called for flosses. So this is my 40 count raw linen. Yeah, so I got a piece big enough to do all 4 pillows. And this one's all kitted up and ready to go. So you can see here, I do have the flosses in my bag. This is I forget who the bag came from. Oh, Goose Design. This is a Goose Design project bag that I've had these in for a while. So this may actually be a 4th new start for October. So my October is going to be full of new starts. So I can technically pick any of these projects for my WIPGO square. My WIPGO squares for the month. So anyway, I've got some floss pulling to do for 2 of the 4 new starts that I might have planned. And other than that, I really don't have much else going on. We have the stitching retreat next weekend. I'm hoping to get some video recorded for you about the stitching retreat. Unfortunately, one of my cousins, who recently got back into cross stitch, she was gonna come down from the Detroit area to go to their stitching retreat with us, but she was unable to secure travel from Cleveland Airport this time. So maybe next year we can plan on her meeting us here in Columbus, and then all 3 of us driving to the stitching retreat next year. We don't know, but anyway, I was hoping to see my cousin, but I don't get to see her. So that's kind of a bummer. But anyway, we are heading out next week. This week is going to be a little busy. Oh, I did want to, there's a 5th one, a 5th start that I wanted to see. So wanted to show. So I have this shepherd's bush kit that I'm not really sure exactly where I picked it up. It might have been off a freebie table, but it is called Christmas Wishes by Shepherd's Bush. It is a very old pattern. It doesn't have a copyright date on it, but it is a very old pattern. And it actually came with the threads, the yellow fabric, linen, and then the 3 little buttons for the holly berries that are on it. I don't know if you can find this pattern separately, but this was a kit that I had found that had fallen out of my stash. So I may actually be taking this as well to the retreat with me as something small to work on, something quick, probably something that I can finish at retreat. So you may actually see me with another finish in early October. So that is a 5th thing that I'm probably going to take. So yeah, I'll probably end up with 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 or 8 pieces that I'll be taking with me. One of the other things I've got to do this week, I've got to replenish some of my needle minders, because when I was at camp, some of my needle minders for melty beads got sold. So I've got to spend some time getting some of my inventory built back up for my needle minders and my scissor frogs that I have created. And I'm going to be doing that some, and I'm also going to be diamond painting. I am actively participating in Drills and Chills 2024, which is a fall Halloween spooky kind of diamond painting event where you have to have a new start, and the goal was to start it on or after September 1st, and the goal is to completely finish the diamond painting by October 31st, and you can enter for weekly prizes and grand prize at the end if your piece qualifies. I'm over a third of the way done, really quickly approaching halfway done. I should be halfway done definitely by this next weekend, because I'm also going to be working on that. I do have the diamond painting down here. It's on my desk. Laying out. So here is part of my diamond painting. It is the witch from Michaels. It is a Make Market diamond painting kit, and I have to find out what I did with it. The diamond painting kit is licensed artwork, because your artwork must be licensed to qualify for the grand prize. And anyway, there's what I'm looking for. That's cool. Yeah. So tomorrow actually starts a new stitch along. We are doing, what is it we are doing? It is the it is with Kim and Kelly and 3 or 4 other ladies. We are doing, hold on, it is a secret stitch along based on Downton Abbey. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, there's a stitch along starting tomorrow that several of us are participating in, and I was kind of nudged to join, so I am going to be the chambermaid, and it is like a murder mystery kind of stitch along. So yeah, we will be doing that too. So I've got lots of stuff going on in October. So that's all I have for you this week. Hopefully you got some inspiration to try something new. I have a whole stack of magazines. I am going through magazines and magazines and magazines to see what patterns I have of designers before, to try and get an inventory of things. I am also in the process of going through all my patterns and inventorying everything I have, so I have a better idea of what my sable stash really looks like for cross stitch. Sable, if you don't know, SABLE, stands for Stash Acquisition Beyond Life Expectancy. So yeah, I have quite the big stash. Lots of magazines down below. Part of the reason why I'm going through the magazines too is to see. Um, I've got quite a few magazines that I've since downloaded as PDFs, and if I have the print, I'm gonna look at potentially getting rid of the print. Like for Just Cross Stitch, I have pretty much every Just Cross Stitch issue as a PDF, and I have a huge collection of the actual printed Just Cross Stitch magazines. The other thing is Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine too. I have a subscription to that. My subscription allows me to also download the digital ones. So I'm probably going to be looking at getting rid of my physical magazines. So stacks and stacks of magazines. But I've got to go through the magazines as well because I'm trying to come up with a database or an Excel spreadsheet showing each magazine and what design and what designer is in it. So that way I can say, I'm looking for Doreen Jones patterns or Brooks Books patterns. I can go to my spreadsheet and search Brooks Books and find out all the magazine publications any of their patterns are in. So anyway, that's a big undertaking I am having right now. I have not yet purchased my Calyx storage system for my downstairs area. So hopefully in the next week or two, I'll be doing that and getting that all organized. But part of the stash organization and pattern organization stems from getting the Calyx because I'm hoping to put all my loose magazine patterns in folders, in 3-ring binders, and page protectors. So I can do that. Otherwise, the other option I'm looking at is getting file folders and putting them in hanging files in a file cabinet. But I need to go through all my patterns and stuff and get all that organized and sorted alphabetically. So that's a chore, and that's going to be a work in progress. But I have lots of other things coming on. Besides finishing up diamond painting drills and chills, I will also be joining Jingle Drills 2024. That starts in November. So if you're a diamond painter, you can look into Jingle Drills 2024. I will be posting more information in a separate video about my diamond painting updates and all of that. But other than that, I really have nothing else for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I'm not planning on editing this. This is pretty much going right up onto YouTube. It'll probably go up on Monday, hopefully. Yeah, so Mom and I are getting ready for a retreat this week, and we're gonna just live. Hopefully, if you are in the path of Hurricane Helene, you are safe. Your stuff may be gone. I really hope that you get the help that you need. If you need anything, reach out. I may not be able to help much, but maybe I know somebody that can help you in your area. Hopefully you're safe. Hopefully you're not injured. And hopefully the damage wasn't terrible where you are. I know a lot of people lost a lot of everything that weren't expecting to lose much because, it's a hurricane. It doesn't come inland. We're in central Ohio, and we have hurricane damage from Helene, starting from late Thursday night into basically today, because we're still getting rain from it. And the rain amounts that we're getting from the rain since Thursday are pretty much going to kind of cure our drought, I think, because I think we're getting more than 5 inches of rain, so it's gonna go a long way to helping cure our drought. But we have some downed trees and power lines and different things going on around the city. I don't know if everybody still has all their power, but I know several friends have lost power over the weekend here in central Ohio. So Hurricane Helene has kind of come way up north and way inland. So we're still feeling some of the effects of it. We're getting the rain and stuff still. We need the rain though, so I'm not really upset about that. But hopefully you stay safe. Please check in. Please let us know how everything's going. Thinking about all those friends that we have here on YouTube in the path of the hurricane. It's not easy. And I know everybody has a long cleanup ahead of them. So stay safe, stay healthy, and if you need anything, let me know. Like I said, I might not be able to help much, but maybe I can find somebody that can help you more than I can. So just let me know, and please keep us posted. Let us know how everything is going, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep your head up and keep moving forward, because that's really all we can do. And let's just be there for each other. And also remember that it's coming up very quickly on Election Day here in the United States. Go out and vote. Your vote is important, no matter what you've been told, by who you've been told. Your vote is important. And it also doesn't technically matter who you vote for. You can probably guess just on my leanings and my inspiration who I'm voting for. I think it's the best way forward, and I think it's the safest way forward for America. But we're not going to go much into that. And anyway, just get out there and vote, no matter who you vote for. Your vote matters. And the democracy of the United States is up for grabs this year. And we just need to make sure that our future is secured. So get out there and vote. Vote early. Don't vote often, because you can't do that. That's illegal. But get out and vote, whether you vote early or you vote on Election Day. Get out and vote, because your vote matters. All right. Take care. That's all I have for you tonight. We'll see you soon. Bye. Hi, FlossTube friends. Again, it's me with another little bit of an update. It is Monday, September 30th, sometime after 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm not exactly sure what time. I could look at my clock. Oh, it's 11:05. Imagine that. Anyway, so two things I wanted to update you on. I was watching a video that I found on YouTube from the Black Needle Society, and they announced that they are doing Stitch Hontober. So this was the thing that they put up on their Facebook group, the Black Needle Society Stitchers, I believe is what it is. I will put the link to their Facebook group here. But they are doing this Stitch Hontober hashtag stitch along type thing for the month of October. So for the month of October, you have the option. These are just 13 examples of the prompts that you can use for their Stitch Hontober thing. This is what they came up with: a haunted house, a pumpkin, a black cat, an acorn, a witch, an owl, a cauldron, orange and black, a skeleton, a crow, a bat, the number 31, and fall leaves. So I kind of created a little chart here with the different challenges, and then the projects that I'm going to pick for it, and whether or not I've posted the start and finish things on my page, or I'm probably going to put it in a Black Needle Society group. I don't know. That's how I usually track my challenges. But if you go to the Stitch Hontober, or the Black Needle Society Facebook group for their stitchers, I think they also have a stitch along group. I might be wrong about that. That might be the other group that I'm going to talk about. But they have the Stitch Hontober. I actually just did a saved picture to this, saved it to a Word doc, added the table at the bottom, and created my tracking sheet for that. So this is one other thing that I'm going to be doing for the month of October. And I mentioned that I had joined in a stitch along for the Stitchingly group. Let me go back to the other website. Stitchingly. Let me put this in here. Sorry about that. If I could type Stitchingly social, maybe? No. Not that either. Stitchingly social, Stitchingly. Stitchingly along. Nope. Stitchingly stitch-alongs. Here we go. Sign up for the Victorian Murder Mystery Challenge. So they're doing a mystery, a Victorian murder mystery challenge, and you can find it. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to pause this and so I can look it up. So instead of actually pausing, I turned off the video. So if you look up Stitchingly Facebook page, Facebook group, this is what it looks like, Stitchingly. I will put the link to it down below in the description box. But if you look them up, they have a murder mystery going on right now. It says, love cross-stitching and solving mysteries? Why not combine the two? Our Victorian Murder Mystery Cross-Stitch Challenge is the perfect blend of creativity and intrigue. Here's what awaits you. Choose your character, the lady of the house, the cook, or the chambermaid, each with their own perspective on the mystery. Unlock weekly clues hidden in a beautifully designed cross-stitch pattern, connect with fellow stitchers in our private detective community, take an optional midweek spin-off challenges for extra fun. The challenge kicks off on September 30th, but there's still time to sign up. For £14.99, you get 6 weeks of thrilling stitching fun and a chance to unravel a mystery that everyone in high society is whispering about. Are you ready to put your stitching skills and your detective instincts to the test? We can't wait to see what you uncover. So they have a link. Here is the post on the Stitchingly Facebook group. And there is the thing with the link. It has the link to sign up. I signed up. This is the stitch along that I am doing with Kelly Green from Don't Wear the Scissors, Kim Hopper from the Snitchy Stitcher, or the Snitchy Stitch. I think it might be the Snitch Stitcher too. And there's 2 or 3 other people that joined our small little chat group to do the stitch along. We have been in the process of picking colors and fabric choices and whatnot, and I have actually settled. I think finally tonight I have settled on my stuff. The first, I have picked the chambermaid. That is my role. You have 3 roles to pick from: the lady of the house, the cook, and the chambermaid. And each week, you will get clues, the opportunity to read the clues based on the character that you have chosen to follow. And then you can kind of work with the other people to kind of get in on the challenge. So today was the first, basically the introduction and the first pattern. So we have the first pattern. I can't show that with you unless you join the stitch along. But anyway, so this is the colorway and the flosses that I have chosen for my color palette. Let me dig it out of the bag. I am going to be stitching mine on this piece of Be Stitch Me Luna Moth fabric. And it is kind of a really pretty kind of light green. And these are the colors that I have chosen for it. We are to choose 5 colors of our choice. So I am using DMC. I'm using DMC 3814, 3815, 3816, 3817, 3813, and just in case I need it, 3072. So these are the colors that I am picking for my my thing, and this is 36 count Luna Moth by Be Stitch Me. So this is going to be my color palette for the stitch along. So when I go to the retreat this weekend, I'm probably going to end up stitching on this some before I get to the retreat. because I have to print off the pattern and whatnot. And hopefully I'll get part 1 done, because next Monday part 2 comes out. And we're kind of excited for it. So in the cross-stitch pattern that we get every week, there's going to be clues and some other information that we'll have to look for. So we did get the introduction and the first part today. So I'm kind of really looking forward to digging in and getting started in that. I don't have all the stuff for it, so it's going to be living in my white zippered mesh project bag for now. But that I'm planning on taking that with me as well this weekend. So that will be the Stitchingly Facebook group that you can sign up for the Stitch Along. Other than that, that is really all I have for you tonight. I just wanted to give you that other little update for this week. I got the projects kitted up for the two other pieces that I'm new starting this year, or this weekend, hopefully, and so that is really good. And I'll be just kind of getting things together, watching a little FlossTube here, and I don't know if I'll diamond paint tonight. I want to get some of the needle minders and stuff that I have sold remade, because I sold some at Camp Got a Stitch at the end of August. So this is my needle minder tin that I have my upside down needle minders on. So if you see, my McDonald's pumpkin buckets are all gone, so I need to redo those. But these are some of the needle minders. I have to remake a couple of the Starbucks ones that I had, and a couple of the Stanley mugs as well. But I am planning on taking these this week. I might have shown you this last time. If this isn't your thing, I completely understand, but I saw this picture of a t-shirt, and I had to kind of create it on my own. So I bring you this. I don't know, you probably guess what the base of it is. And if you guessed Hello Kitty, you were right. But you're probably looking at the face and wondering what the hell that is. It's not a face. It's supposed to be boobs. So this is actually called Hello Titty. So this was a needle minder. This is kind of a big chunky needle minder. This is about 1.5 inches by 2 inches or so. So it's a big chunky needle minder, but this is something that I had to come up with. And I'm going to make this a needle minder for myself just because I think it's kind of funny. But there was a t-shirt that I saw online that was basically this, and it's Hello Titty. So I had to make one. So I'm sorry if this offends you. I'm not sorry that I've made it, but it just makes me laugh. So yeah, we have this. And I might actually make it in like flesh color, as opposed to the white, with a couple of different bow colors, maybe. Yeah. And maybe make the nipplies pink. I don't know yet. But yeah, so I had to come up with this. So this is Hello Titty. I might have shown you this a little bit before, but I'm sorry if you're offended. I'm not. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is cute. So I've got to get cracking on making those, because I'm also making my scissor frogs. I think I showed them to you in my last video. So you have a mason jar. This is just a jelly jar. And then I've made these perler bead toppers to go on them. So like this. Sorry about that. This is just a cookie. So you sit this right on top of your mason jar, and there's slits in the top. So you can take your scissors. These are scissor frogs. So you can take your embroidery scissors, and it sits right in. So you stick it in the slot just like that, and then it sits and rests, well, when it doesn't fall off because of the weight of the scissors. So it sits and rests in your mason jar. So you have a little scissor, a little scissor holder. And the nice thing about these are they're a little flexible, and they're plastic, so they're very lightweight, and they're flat. You can travel with them. I'm not sure if this size will fit a normal coffee mug, but I can probably make them the same size as coffee mugs as well. So if you have coffee mugs that you travel with. I have also been playing with an idea. Here's another size. So this one can hold 12 pairs of scissors. And if you look, it's definitely a lot bigger than that. And then the mason jar. But it also has room around the outside to hold your scissors as well. So this one would be like a 12 scissor fob. So it's just like that. And if the length of your scissor is longer than the jelly jar, you can use I forget what size they are, but they're just a shorter but slightly taller than a jelly jar mason jar. And these will fit just right in there. So I need to make a few more of these to travel with this weekend. Yeah, so I'm going to be working on that. So anyway, that is all I have for you tonight. I probably won't have, I'm looking at maybe having this uploaded to YouTube on the 1st of October. So be watching out for that. And I may not actually see you again, have a video uploaded again until after the weekend, maybe Monday the 7th. And it'll be the retreat recap video for you. So anyway, that is all I have for you tonight. So once again, keep your head up and keep moving forward. Hopefully you aren't dealing too much with cleanup from Hurricane Helene, and everything is cool. If you're dealing with that, I'm so sorry. Reach out. Let me know if there's anything I might be able to help you with. Again, I might not be able to help much, but maybe I have some contacts or resources that I can pass along to you in case you need the help. So that being said, take care, and we'll see you soon.